Hey everyone, Michael O'Brien here with some more advice for magicians. Now this week I got a special treat for you. One of my really good friends, Mr. Jeremy Griffith, is here, and he is going to offer some words of wisdom for all of you. But before we get started, Jeremy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, buddy.
Hey, thanks so much, man.
Of course.
So Jeremy was actually in one of his first debut tutorial videos.
It was my first.
Came out on my YouTube channel, so if you haven't seen Jeremy Griffith's Pharaoh Shuffle tutorial, I suggest you go check that out. I'll go ahead and leave one of those little ribbon banner things up here so you can click on it, as well as a link in the description below. But so recently Jeremy has started doing some very similar videos to this, advice for magicians, and he calls that Let's Chat for a Minute.
Let's Chat for a Minute.
So if you want to check those videos out, those are on IGTV. Again, links in the description below. I'm pretty sure you guys are following this guy on Instagram already, but if you're not, please go ahead and go follow him. But anyway, so what's up, buddy?
What's up? How are you?
Doing really well, man. Thank you. So, if you had some advice to give the viewers here at OBrienMagic, what would that advice be?
So when I first got started in magic, I thought that the goal was to become professional right out the gate. So from the time I was 14 to the time I was 22, I was professional. That was really all I wanted to do all the time, and I burned out. You know, and the main reason, after reflection, was I was doing what would sell. I was doing what would get me paid. And I know you felt this. I know every professional magician has felt this at some point. You're doing the tricks that, like in my case, I was a restaurant and walk-around magician, so I was doing the things that would get me tips. And after a while, it just felt cheesy. I wasn't learning new magic. I wasn't adding. I was just trying to make ends meet via magic. And then that caused me to give up magic for like 8 years. I didn't pick it back up until I was 30. And
You're 30?
I'm working on 30, finally.
Doesn't he look like 25? New daddy, by the way.
Yeah, you can tell. 35. That's what that looks like. New daddy. That's what that looks like. Anyway, no, but then what I found out was when I was an amateur, when I didn't have as much skin in the game, it actually relieved the pressure and allowed me to just focus on having fun again. So now when I do things professionally, it's more for the enjoyment of it. And you can tell, like, this always ticks people off. They go to do business with me. I was like, let's just do it for, like, you know, those egg rolls over there. You know, it's for something stupid. But it did also sort of open up the idea that if you are going to do it professionally, treat it like a business, but love it like an amateur, right? You wanna always be engaging with it. You wanna always be like exploring new ideas, add a bit of your own zest to it, and move in a completely different direction than what you normally have to do professionally. You know, so like I'm all cards all the time. So if I was going to have to do this professionally again, I would start exploring things like mentalism, coins, rings, you know. But I'd start going down that avenue because a lot of the best ideas that you have for the thing that you specialize in has nothing to do with that specialty, right? Some of the best ideas I've had for cards have not come from the card magic world. You know, they've come from conversations with coin magicians or with authors or things like that. But definitely not within the frame of mind of every other card worker who's out there. So anyway, that would be my advice. You know, treat it like a business, but love it like an amateur. You know, if the amateur does it for the love of it, you can tell they love it because most amateurs are losing money on their magic, right? So you know there's got to be a love for it if you're like gonna throw down coin and not get any of it back ever.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story then is you want to do magic because you love it. The moment you start doing it because you want to get more followers or because you want to be rich, don't do it because you want to be rich. You know, you're going to start to burn yourself out. And that definitely does happen. You know, as someone, I'm a working full-time working professional, I can attest to what Jeremy's saying. You want to make sure that you're doing, there's always that one thing in my act that I do for me. I don't care if it gets the greatest reactions or not. I do it
It's
because
your piece,
it's my
right?
piece and I
Yeah.
love it, right?
Yeah, I get that.
So try to have, those things in your act. For all of those of you who are working towards becoming professionals, I think that's a really solid piece of advice. Don't forget the magic comes first. Do what you love, and people will pay you for it because they see how much you love it, rather than doing it to make money and hoping that you love it, if that makes any sense, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
go check this guy out on Instagram. Like I said, if you're not already following him, I'll link them all up in the description below. Check out his series, Let's Chat for a Minute, on IGTV, because you're going to get a lot more good nuggets of wisdom just like this one right there. Jeremy, thank you so much for being on, buddy.
Thank you.